Hey friends, in this video I'm going to teach you how to make a YouTube video thumbnail in Canva. So what's great is that you don't have to have Canva Pro to make a YouTube thumbnail. Go ahead and log into your Canva account, and we're just going to come over to this left side and we're going to click Create. And then next we are going to select the presentation option, which is 16:9, and that is 1920 by 1080 pixels. That's what you want for your canvas size. So we're going to go ahead and select that. And now, as you can see, Canva automatically by default opens the design tab to give you all these templates. In my previous video, I explained briefly why it is that you don't want to use these design templates for commercial products such as a YouTube thumbnail or assets in your videos. So we're not going to pay any attention to that. What we're going to do is, for a YouTube thumbnail, my main go-tos are usually going to be a picture or a picture of something from my video, or a screenshot of a scene in my video that I strategically set up as I was videoing in order for it to become the thumbnail. The thing that you want to go ahead and do if you're going to stick with using something from your actual video, which is what I would recommend, is you're going to upload that to Canva, that picture. And uploading files to Canva is really easy. You're going to just come over here to the left side, you're going to click on Uploads, and then as you can see here, there's an Upload Files button. So you can either click Upload Files and have it open your files in your computer, or you can already have your files open and be able to drag and drop from your computer the file that you'd like to upload. So as you can see, it uploads, and then you can just drag and drop it onto your canvas. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to use a picture that I already have uploaded in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab one of the pictures from a previous video on my lifestyle channel. So I've got this picture right here, and what I did was, this is actually a scene that I set up inside of that video while I was filming, so that when I was actually editing the video, I could just go in and take a screenshot of that particular scene. So that's, like I said, one way you could do it. Or you could have like a setup that you put together as part of your video, and you could literally do some like a little photo shoot of that setup to create your thumbnail from. So in order to turn this picture into a thumbnail, what I've done is, as you can see, I dragged and dropped it. I did some resizing. So because it has like these this margin that I don't want, I came over to this circle here in the top left corner, and I'm just clicking it and I'm just dragging it until it disappears. And then I just want to center the image on the canvas. In this case, I'm only looking for this center line. I don't care for the crosshair line, the horizontal one, because I don't want this black margin. I just want the rest of the image so it's nice and clear. And then now I want to go ahead and add some text so that when people are seeing my video show up on YouTube, they can kind of have an idea as to what the video is going to be about. So I'm going to go ahead and come to my text tab over here, and I'm going to add a heading. And again, you may or may not have branded headings or branded text already like default in your Canva. Don't worry about that. You can easily come to this toolbar up here and click on the fonts and just scroll through the font library that Canva has to offer, and it's just so vast. So just be mindful that you don't end up getting lost in it, because it's so easy to just sit here for hours and test out 10 million different fonts. I've literally done that. It's really time consuming. It can be very fun, but just be mindful of that if you're actually trying to create videos for YouTube as like a content creator with the goal of becoming monetized and having this be part of your business. Try to just select a font that is easy to read while it still gives off the aesthetic that you want to give off, or the vibe you want to give off. So for this video, I'm going to go ahead and let me look at this one. I think I actually might end up, I'm going to go ahead and select DM Serif Display. And I don't want it to be like taking over the whole screen, because I do want you to be able to see me on the side here. So I think I'm just going to put it off to the side. And I know that I remember this video was like a homemaking video where I'm cleaning up my house, and I just kind of take you along the little journey of me cleaning up my house. Peaceful homemaking. I have anxiety, and I kind of talk about that a little bit, and how I keep my house clean without getting overwhelmed, and how I kind of maintain it, so to speak, without having like a perfect routine. So I think what I'm going to do is, first I want to left justify this text. So let me highlight it again. I'm going to come up to the toolbar, and I'm going to come over to alignment, which is this little paragraph looking icon, and I'm going to click on it. And now that it's left justified, so where all of the lines are equally on the left side, that means that my text is all going to be left justified instead of centered like this. Instead of centered, which is the default, I want it to be, and this is called right justified, by the way. So when all the lines are equal on the right side, it's right justified. When they are equidistant on both sides, that's going to be called fully justified. But if it's just all on the left, that's left justified. So when you hear people saying, make sure your text is left justified, that's what they mean, that they want all of your text to be equally on the left side. Okay, so now that I'm gonna just delete the gibberish. And I remember that on this particular thumbnail, I actually put peaceful homemaking with anxiety. Helps if I can spell. So I actually want to go ahead and resize this. So any of these circles on the corners, you can just grab them and you can resize. I think I would like to have my text kind of maybe down here a bit. And then I do want to close this line gap. It's a bit too gappy for my taste. So we've got our text box selected. I'm going to come back up here to our toolbar, and I'm going to click on this spacing icon. And I want to adjust the letter, or excuse me, the line spacing. So I read letter and then I was clicking line. So I think I want to bring it in about that much. And I know it looks really ugly right now. We're not done yet. The next thing I want to do is I actually want to put like a background behind the text so that it's easier to see. We're going to come over to the left toolbar and I'm going to click elements. And then I want to go ahead and come to this shapes section, and I want to select this kind of curved square. And it's going to show up in a color that is similar to the dominant color in my image. In this case, the dominant color is kind of like a yellow tone. And I want to just go ahead and grab it and move it around. All of these types of boxes are usually going to have these adjustable markers on them to make them bigger, smaller, wider, taller, all of these things. So you have a lot of leeway with how you make adjustments. And then I do want to change the color because it's not really vibing with the style of this particular channel, I want to go ahead and make it this green. And then I don't want it to be so like bam in your face. So I want to make it more transparent. I'm going to come up to the toolbar here because I've already got this box selected. And I'm going to come over here to this icon. When you hover your mouse over it, it says transparency. I'm going to select it. And I want to toggle this transparency bar just enough to where the color isn't so vibrant, but it's enough that you can see it. So I think I like that. Now I want to go ahead and change the color of this font. So I'm going to select the text box and I'm going to, again, come to the toolbar and I'm going to click on the colorful A, which is text color. I'm going to select it. And I think I want to go with a white font. And I do want to add an effect to this. So now, again, I still have this text box selected. I want to go ahead and come back up to the toolbar and click Effects. And I'm thinking I might want this outline effect. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to kind of look through the fonts. Oh, you know what? I actually kind of like that. So I can adjust the intensity of the shadow in the background, which kind of gives the font like a little bit of a 3D vibe, kind of bouncing off the page a bit. I think maybe I like it right about there. Let's see how that looks. Okay, a trick I'm going to show you is you can start clicking from outside your canvas and you can highlight multiple things. So as you can see there, I just came over here and I highlighted the colorful square, the green square, and my text box. And I want to grab both of them together and I just kind of want to move it around a little bit. So I think that's a good spot. And I just clicked outside of the canvas to deselect everything. And as I'm looking at this, I'm not happy with the font, so I'm going to go ahead and just change the font a moment. I think I want something a little softer. And I might even make the font smaller. So I actually think I'm going to go, I know this is, I said softer. I think what I meant is something that was maybe a little more bold, but wasn't as like shocking to look at. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm going to expand my text box and I'm going to go ahead and shrink the text. And now I need to adjust the line spacing and make it just a little bit wider so that it looks better with this font. And then I can just adjust it until it's centered horizontally on the blue or the green box. Blue-green, it's like a mint color. So I think I'm happy with that. Just want to make a couple little adjustments. I want to just... Sometimes you don't want to follow the centering lines because like right here, if I were to follow the centering lines, this would actually kind of look off center. I actually want the bottom of the Y to be a little closer. I feel like these margins just need to be a little similar. There's more space, I know, on the bottom here than there's on the top, but I don't know. For some reason, to my eye, it works. I don't know. You can tell me in the comments if you think it works or not. Anyway, so this for me is pretty much finished. I have denoted what the video is about, peaceful homemaking with anxiety. It's something I talk about in the video, and I'm just kind of illustrating, you know, what you can expect. There's a picture that is a screenshot of a scene that's actually inside my video. And I'm not concerned about the lighting in this case because I made sure that the lighting in the video was suitable for the screenshot. If, however, your picture isn't as bright as you'd like it to be, you can edit pictures inside of Canva. That's a video for another day. That will be like its own lesson. But at least in this case, you can see how I've set this up so that I've got a nice clean looking thumbnail. And then if I shrink it, I can kind of get an idea as to how it's going to appear on YouTube when people are looking around at videos and maybe it pops up as a suggestion. So we know when we're on YouTube, YouTube thumbnails for videos are usually fairly small. So you want your text to be quite big so that it's easier to read. And I actually think I'm going to adjust my setup here a little bit. I'm going to make it just a tad bigger because I want it to be easy to read. So I think I like that. And for me, and this particular thumbnail for this video, I'm going to call it good. And you saw that this was like a pretty basic process. To go ahead and export your design, you're going to want to click that share button, and then you're going to want to make sure that you select either JPEG or PNG. I recommend PNG because it's a higher quality image. And then for YouTube, you need to choose the size to be the size that I'm showing on the screen. I had to record this afterwards because I completely forgot to add this part. And then just click download, and then it'll just download to wherever your downloads automatically populate in your computer. Thumbnails can be as complicated or as simple as you want them to be. I highly recommend keep it on the simple end of things, because if it's too chaotic, people may not be attracted to it. It really just depends on your vibe. If your vibe is more organized chaos, or not even organized, just chaos, that's perfectly fine. Go with whatever your vibe is. But for a YouTube thumbnail, it's a lot easier for people to kind of catch what you're trying to illustrate or what you're advertising, because your thumbnail is basically an advertisement for your video. It's better for it to be on the simpler side. And if you go through YouTube, you can actually see, depending on your niche, which you don't have to niche down, by the way. I know, scandalous, but you don't have to niche. You can literally have a lifestyle channel where you just share all your interests. It doesn't matter. But if you search on YouTube, homemaking or tech tutorials or whatever, you're going to find that certain niches have like a general style that people tend to use for their thumbnails. Do your homework, and that's basically what you're doing, is market research to see what more established channels are doing for their thumbnails, and then you want to take that and make it your own. Don't copy it, take inspiration from it and make it your own. But remember that what someone else is doing, just because it's in your niche, may not necessarily vibe with what you're doing, even if it's the same niche. So just keep that in mind, because you could be in the same niche as somebody else, but their style, their aesthetic could be completely different from yours. So you really want to keep your aesthetic and your vibe at the forefront of your mind, and don't allow yourself to fall into the trap of thinking you have to totally copy and duplicate what other people are doing. Don't do that. Don't sell yourself short. Stick to your authenticity and your aesthetic, and you will find your audience. So there you have it. That is how to make a YouTube thumbnail using Canva, whether you have a pro account or a free account. This thumbnail can be completely created using a free account. This image is my own image that I uploaded, and these features here, if I'm not mistaken, I believe all of these features are free features. They should be. So there you go. Okay. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, so that you can keep up with my future uploads. Hit that notification bell if you want to customize notifications so that you never miss one of my uploads. And leave a comment below if you like how this turned out, And also, if you have any tutorials that you would really like to see, or you have any video recommendations, that, for questions that you might have about how to have an online business and content creation and the like, drop all your comments below and I will read every single one of them. And I love having feedback and getting ideas from other people. So make sure that you tell me what you want to see next in the comments. All right. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.